I'm gay.
This is the iPhone 4S. It was my daily driver when I was 13 years old, and I have some fond memories of it. That was in 2013 when the iPhone 4S was just 2 years old, and that same year I upgraded to the iPhone 5S and proceeded to completely forget about the iPhone 4S. My appreciation for the iPhone 4S grew as the years went by, as I was still seeing people use iPhone 4Ss as their main phone, even in 2017. We are now in 2017, and I can still go to school and see students using these phones, which is quite shocking to me considering the 4S is 6 years old. So what makes the 4S special? What makes it worth being the longest supported iPhone to date? Well, it's a combination of two things: good hardware and gimmicks. The gimmicks I'm referring to are
I'm gay.
4S sold a lot of units. A big reason for that is Siri. No, I'm not saying Siri's a gimmick, as it is actually pretty useful sometimes, but Siri gathered a lot of attention in 2011 and was the center of quite a few advertisements and YouTube videos. On the hardware side, this phone had some serious power under the hood. It had a slightly underclocked Apple A5 processor and 512 megabytes of RAM. That sounds quite dated today, but that was very good at the time. Well, the specs are passable today and were really good in 2011. The screen size was awful in 2011 and is awful today. Keep in mind, I am accustomed to an iPhone 7 Plus, which is a very big 5.5-inch phone. The 4S has a 3.5-inch 640 by 960 pixel display with very good colors. The issue is, it is extremely cramped. In some apps, elements will simply not fit onto the screen, and in messaging apps, it is very difficult to see the chat and type at the same time because of the lack of screen real estate. However, if you can get used to the display size, it is certainly usable. On the back of the phone, you can see the 8-megapixel camera, which does an extremely good job for its age. It features 1080p video capture and high-resolution photo taking abilities, and it's just a good camera, and I've taken a lot of photos with it. The build quality and feel of the phone, but honestly that's just a waste of time when you're talking about an iPhone. Apple has always been a master of making things comfortable to hold, and this is just a continuation of that. What the real issues found in places with software. The iPhone 4S came out in 2011 alongside iOS 5.0 and continued receiving updates until iOS 9.3.5, which came out in August of 2016. To put things into perspective, iOS 9 was released alongside the iPhone 6s and iPad Pro, both of which are significantly more powerful than the iPhone 4S. Another thing to keep into consideration is that while almost every app out there currently supports iOS 9, there won't be that support further down the road, so eventually app developers will be dropping iOS 9. The iPhone 4S also struggles to run iOS 9. Surprisingly, it actually isn't too laggy if you're doing day-to-day tasks like social media, but trying to do anything more than that isn't going to give you good results. I ran a few benchmarks to give you an idea. Back in the iPhone 4S, I am very surprised that it is still able to do day-to-day tasks. I had to live with this phone as my daily driver for the last few weeks after my OnePlus 2 died, and I was able to get done everything I needed to get done with it. That included lots of background YouTube playback, while also researching documents in Safari and also texting all at the same time. I was able to actually multitask with it. I know everyone says this, but it's interesting to see the progression of smartphones within the last 6 years. We have come very far. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. I am genuinely curious to see if anyone is still using this phone in my audience, so leave your experiences or opinions down below. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. It was my